The Trail, Chapter 38. It is a detailed map with the Rangerly grocery store as a central marker. Past the grocery store, Route 4 heads east for several miles before a side road branches off into a cluster of back roads. It is at one of these back roads that Sadie has made a stick house with the word Buster hastily scribbled over it. There's also a phone number. I stare at the rumpled paper and realize that I've been given a choice. I can continue on the trail and finish what Lucas and I started. I can tick off number 10 on the list and keep my promise to my dead best friend. Or I can go back and save a dog. It's the hardest decision that I've had to make. I don't want to give up either Lucas or Moose. For a second, I wonder if Lucas's voice will come back into my head to tell me what to do, to lead me to the right choice. Instead, I hear nothing. Then, in the stillness of the night, I see a flicker of light and another and another. Fireflies. They appear in the field, magical little blinks that light up in the field like it's Christmas. I remember the last time I saw them. Lucas and I had set up camp in his backyard and had watched them come out as we talked about hiking the trail together. It had been just a few days before the quarry incident. I'd been so worried that something would go wrong, that we wouldn't finish, and it would all end in disaster. Finally, Lucas said, "You know what, Toe? It doesn't matter if we get to Katahdin. What matters is that it's going to be you and me, two friends having the adventure of a lifetime." I gaze out at the fireflies. They're like little flashes of hope in the night. That was it. I didn't have to finish the trail to prove to Lucas that he meant so much to me. Just being out here, being on this adventure was enough. I'd started the trail to get over the guilt that had weighed down my every step since last summer. But then I met Sean and Denver. They had taught me that just like how Denver wasn't responsible for Harry's accident, I wasn't responsible for Lucas's death. Lucas made a choice, and so did I. I will always miss him, but he was the one who dove into the water. Then I think about winging it in his story, how his friend came back for him, because that's what friends do. I know what I have to do next. I fold up my paper and tuck it into my pocket. There's a wooden shed house housing a few metal trash cans next to the driveway. I pick up Lucas's broken tent and walk off the porch into the shed. I open a can and carefully lay the tent inside. As I walk back to the house, Clyde and Marcia pull into the driveway. I ask Marcia if I can use her phone. I dial 10 numbers. After the fifth ring, a girl's voice answers. "Hello?" "Hi, Sadie. This is Toby. I found your map. I'm coming to get Moose." Hold on a sec. There's silence on the other end, and Sadie's voice comes back on. "When can you get here?" "I think I'm about 25 miles away from Rangerly. I can get there tomorrow." I hear some yelling in the background. Sadie's voice comes over, hushed and urgent. "Toby, I've got to go. If you can give me a call when you're close tomorrow." "I'll try." I hang up the phone and return to Marcia. By the end of the evening, all of my things are packed away. I've taken a good hot shower and have a promise from Clyde to drive me to Rangerly the next morning. I crawl into my sleeping bag and fall asleep to the sound of crickets. That night, I dream that Moose has become a snarling wolverine and Lewis a 12-foot troll. They hunt me through the dark forest with trees oozing sticky black blood down a trail scattered with broken tent poles, as white as bone. They corner me against the rotting roots of a dead tree. Lewis aims a pitchfork at my heart. "My dog," he screams. I wake covered in sweat. It takes me a long time to settle back down. Well, we have another one of those bears. More passage of time. The next morning, I awake to the smell of bacon and eggs. Clyde opens the door and looks down at me. You're coming in to have breakfast," he tells me. It's an order." I go in. "How did you sleep, honey?" Marcia is in the kitchen in front of the stove. She fills a plate of crispy, warm bacon and scrambled eggs glistening with butter and gives it to me with a fork. Okay. I don't tell her about the nightmare as I sit down at the table. Marcia fills a tall glass with orange juice and sets it in front of me. Well, once you finish up here, Clyde can take you into town. He's aiming to leave around 9. An hour later, Clyde and I are rumbling into Rangerley. It is a fine, warm day. Clyde rolls down the window and I stick my hand out, letting the wind stream through my fingers. When we get into town, I ask to borrow Clyde's phone, and with it, I dial Sadie's number. Where are you? Sadie asks when she hears my voice. The grocery store in Rangerley, I tell her. I'll meet you at Keep's Corner Cafe. It's about a mile west of you on Route 16. 5 minutes later, we pull into the cafe. I hop out of the truck and go over to the driver's side. Clyde shakes my hand. Good luck, Tony, he says to me. Ooh, he lied again. I lean over and give him a hug through the window. Thanks for everything, Clyde. You take care, young man, he tells me. He puts the truck in gear and rumbles away. I am alone again, but not for long. I'm going to get Moose back. It's the only promise that matters now.